The video opens with a soft nostalgic music track, maybe something that feels like the 1950s, and the camera slowly pans across the curves of the car. Today we're taking a closer look at one of the most iconic vehicles in automotive history, a car that defined simplicity, charm, and timeless design. This is the 1950 Volkswagen Beetle, a true classic, instantly recognizable, and still loved by enthusiasts around the world more than 7 decades later. Let's dive into what makes this particular year so special and why the Beetle remains a legend. The camera slowly moves towards the front of the car, highlighting the rounded nose and distinctive headlights. When you stand in front of the 1950 Beetle, the first thing you notice is the friendly, almost cheerful expression created by those circular headlights and that gentle sloping hood. The chrome details are minimal but elegant, reflecting the practical mindset behind the car's design. Unlike the aggressive fronts of many American cars of the time, this Beetle projects friendliness and simplicity. The two-piece front windshield is a reminder of its early years, before Volkswagen shifted to larger, one-piece glass. Every element feels functional, yet it creates a personality that's impossible not to smile at. The camera moves to the side profile, gliding from front fender to rear. From the side, the Beetle's shape is unmistakable. The flowing, rounded silhouette, sometimes called the people's car curve, is aerodynamic for its era, but above all, it's practical. The wheel arches are pronounced, giving a little strength to its otherwise soft lines. Those simple steel wheels, painted to match the body or capped with polished hubcaps, fit perfectly with the utilitarian charm. The small size of the car is obvious here, yet it was designed to comfortably seat 4 people. Notice how the windows are smaller compared to later Beetles, giving the cabin a cozy, enclosed feel. It's compact, it's lightweight, and it looks ready to putter down any narrow street in Europe. Now the shot moves to the rear of the car. The back of the 1950 Beetle is just as iconic as the front. The split rear window is perhaps its most famous feature, a detail that collectors cherish because it was replaced in later years. That twin-pane glass gave the Beetle its nickname, the split window. The engine lid below is small, reminding you that the car is powered by an air-cooled engine sitting right here in the rear. The taillights are tiny compared to today's standards, but they blend beautifully into the car's overall rounded shape. The entire rear design is about efficiency and simplicity, but it also has a charm that no other car from the era quite managed. The video transitions to the interior. Step inside, and you're immediately taken back to a time when cars were purely about driving. The cabin of the 1950 Beetle is simple, even Spartan by modern standards, but that's exactly its charm. The dashboard is painted metal, usually matching the body color, with only the essential gauges, a speedometer and a few indicator lights. There's a thin 2-spoke steering wheel, perfectly sized for the car's light steering feel. The seats are upright, slimly padded, but surprisingly comfortable for short journeys. Storage space is minimal, but this was never meant to be a luxury car. Instead, it gives you a sense of purity, nothing extra, just what you need to drive. Now the voice focuses on performance, while clips show the engine and the car driving on a quiet road. Under the rear lid lies the heart of the Beetle, a 1.1-liter, air-cooled, flat-4 engine. Producing around 25 horsepower, it may sound tiny today, but it was more than enough to get this lightweight car moving at respectable speeds for its time. Top speed was about 62 miles per hour, and fuel efficiency was one of its biggest strengths, making it affordable for families across Europe and eventually the world. The engine note is distinctive, a soft buzzing hum that Beetle fans know instantly. Because the motor is air-cooled, it's mechanically simple, which made maintenance cheap and easy, another reason why the Beetle gained a reputation for durability. The camera shows old brochures, restored models, and price tags. In terms of price, back in 1950, the Beetle was designed to be a car that nearly anyone could afford. It was far cheaper than many other vehicles on the market, and that affordability is exactly what helped it spread globally. Today, though, it's a completely different story. A well-preserved 1950 split-window Beetle is considered a prized collectible, often selling for tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes even crossing the 100,000 mark depending on condition, originality, and history. It's not just a car anymore, it's a piece of history. The narrator gives suggestions and closing thoughts. If you're someone who loves classic cars, the 1950 Beetle is a wonderful choice, but it comes with a few things to keep in mind. First, owning one requires patience, it's not a fast car, and it's not loaded with modern comforts. What it offers instead is character, a driving experience that feels connected and pure. It's perfect for leisurely Sunday drives, classic car shows, or simply as a collector's treasure. Restoring one can be challenging, especially finding original parts, but the Beetle has one of the strongest enthusiast communities in the world, and that makes the journey a lot easier. The camera pulls back for a final wide shot of the car, parked in sunlight, music rising again. At the end of the day, the 1950 Volkswagen Beetle represents more than just a vehicle. It's a symbol of a different era, of post-war resilience, of simple design done right. It's a car that made history by being accessible, reliable, and lovable. More than 70 years later, it still brings smiles to faces everywhere it goes. And that's why the Beetle will never be forgotten. The music swells, fading into the channel's outro animation.